Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Society Box. I know I've been a little bit MIA, and that's because my parents came to town. I did some psycho cleaning, drawers, outdoor, inside, everywhere, because there's nothing scarier than an Uzbek mom coming and opening up a pantry, seeing something not where it needs to be, and then her giving you the side eye. There is nothing scarier than an Uzbek mom's side eye. That shit will cut you and burn you, and you will, I don't know. It's just fucking scary. My mom's not that scary, but I'm just saying. So I just had to make sure that everything was in tip-top shape, so that's why I was MIA. And if you guys follow my regular Instagram, you guys have probably saw me do like my psycho cleaning, going from one room to another room to another room. That's because I had to. Anyway, on this episode, I want to talk to you guys about my fix list. What is this fix list? This fix list is a list of things that I felt like I had to fix about myself that were stopping me from really getting to my goals. Now, my goals, which will be on another episode, but some of my goals are, like how I pictured my life to be, how I picture my life to be, how I picture how my day, like what my dream day looks like, what my dream life looks like, what my dream car looks like, everything that I wanted. I just felt like I wanted all of these things, but there was something stopping me from getting there. And I felt like I had to write down the stuff that I felt I had to fix about myself, because how am I supposed to enjoy these big things and this big lifestyle that I want if I had certain things that were stopping me from getting there? Now, the stuff that I have on my fix list, and your fix list could be something totally different from mine, but some of the stuff that I had on my fix list were my anxiety. My anxiety was my number one thing that I felt like was stopping me from really enjoying anything. Like, how am I supposed to expose my kids to the world and have them live this lifestyle that I want if I was always anxious and worried about them getting sick? Like, how could I do the things that I want if I always felt anxiety doing them? Some stuff that I would feel anxiety for, not only with my kids being sick, like driving, and my girlfriends know this, and I don't think they know like the extent, because I had to really figure out, and I'll do another episode about my anxiety, but I had to figure out what my triggers were for my anxiety, and a lot of it had to do with like having control over things. So like when it comes to driving, like I would always have to be the one driving, because I felt like it was something that I had to control. Like, God forbid we ever got into an accident, if I was in the passenger side, it would have been my fault because I wasn't the one driving and controlling. Like, these are the psycho shit stuff that I would deal with my anxiety. So my anxiety was my number one thing that I had to fix on this fix list. Other stuff, and I'll just go through them, but a little bit of detail. My postpartum anxiety, of course, again, all a part of anxiety. Superstitious. I became this like psycho superstitious person, and people would say things to me, and I would literally, like, that superstition would stick in my head. Like, somebody told me that you can't have uneven cups. You can't buy cups. You have to buy cups in even, and if you don't, so like if a cup would break, I would count, and I would be like, all right, that's 11 cups, and then I would throw a fucking cup out because I didn't want any fucking bad juju. That's the type of crazy shit that I was dealing for the last 3 years. So anxiety, my superstition, my pleasing people, being worried about what other people thought. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to conquer the world if I'm worried about what the world thinks about me? How could I want that, but then have to deal with being worried about what this person thought or that person thought. So that was something on my list. And I definitely had a lot more. My weight was on that list. Like, how am I supposed to live this mom goal, mom arm? You know what I'm talking about. That, like, you see that mom, like, carrying that child, and she has that freaking muscle here just, like, sticking out, and you're like, and it's shiny. Like, where did she get that Vaseline? Like, is her body always that Vaseline? Well, anyway, that, like, I wanted that mom bod. So, like, how, like, that is something that I have to fix. So my body was something that I had to fix to get to the big picture. My eating habits, like, stuff like that. Those are things that I wrote on my fix list. Now, of course, again, my fix list is going to be different from your fix list. But honestly, I started chiseling down on these things that were on my list. And my number one thing was my anxiety. And again, I think that's just going to be a whole nother episode, because my whole anxiety thing is like big. But I did certain things to stop myself from feeling anxious. And I'll give you, again, a little bit of something. Like, my anxiety comes from my mind wandering, right? So, like, how I stopped my mind from wandering was I would distract it, and distract it not by useless TV shows and hours and hours and hours of Instagram or Facebook scrolling. Like, I stopped Facebook. I love Instagram. I'll always be on Instagram. But Instagram, you rarely see more of the negative stuff. You see it more on Facebook. So, you know, there's certain things that I, like, cut from my life to, like, make sure that those weren't triggering my anxiety. And because I let that part of, because I fixed that part of my list, I felt like I was able to pick my kids up and move to Florida. I was able to travel to a Turkey without having, like, you know, panic attack that they were going to be sick. Able to have my kids run around in the dirt, like, things like that. Like, things that, again, were stopping me from the big picture. So that is my fix list. I know I want to give you guys my back end stories of how I got to this point, and this point being the society box. Because again, the society box wasn't a, you know, thought of it yesterday and created it today. It's been a long time coming. And I feel like I have to share with you guys my steps on how I got here. And my steps, again, I'm like only here. Like, I want to be up there, and there's going to be a lot more steps, but I feel like I need to share with you guys boom, 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 boom. So in this way we could all be on the same page, and you guys could all understand where I am in my changing my life goals. Happy, what is today? Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, share. Tell me how you feel. What do you have to fix about yourself? Let's get our shit together, and we could do it together.